guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Alissa Violet and Faze Banks again because Faze Banks has responded to Alissa Violet's tweets about their relationship and the fact that he cheated on her. So let's go ahead and see what his response was. Faze Banks tweeted out a regular standard notepad apology to Alissa, and it reads as follows. I could spend the next few minutes listing all the horrible things Alissa has done to me and why we didn't work and why I did what I did. Obviously, there's two sides to every story, and neither of us have been perfect. Rather than contribute to all of that, I'm going to do the right thing and take responsibility where I've gone wrong in this. Alissa and I have been having issues, and I did something really stupid and hurtful. There's additional context, and it's not as simple as who's right and who's wrong. It doesn't even matter at this point. What matters is that we're both humans, and we've both definitely hurt each other. We've been broken up for 6 months now, and this incident happened almost a full year ago. It haunted both of us for a long time. That's human. What that girl and I shared was special. 1 in a billion special. Something that I didn't expect to share with another human as long as I'm alive. We had issues and couldn't fix them. We were miserable together for a while and couldn't ever let each other go. I think I speak for both of us when I say the love was and always will be a very real thing, which is why I refuse to let our very intimate, private relationship become a spectacle online. It's heartbreaking. Social media really isn't the place. I wasn't expecting this because we were always both very much on the same page about making sure we have a line drawn in the sand about what we share with our audience. Again, I see that she's hurt and I understand where she's coming from. Liz, if you're reading this, love you. It hurts me a lot that you're hurt, but I promise hurting me won't make you feel any better. I wish every day that it could have been different. I will never ever not love you and I'll always be here. I truly do wish the best for you. I won't ever say a bad word about her, so for everyone who's wanting another sip of tea, you won't find that here. I'm sorry, love you all. So basically right there, it looks like Faze Banks is completely admitting that he did cheat on Alissa, that there definitely were issues, there have been issues in their entire relationship, and that what she was saying was true. He didn't address any of the breaking of the phones or any of that stuff, which I'm sure he definitely won't because he doesn't want to give any more attention to that. That's just my personal opinion. But then I decided to go on Twitter and to see if they had responded to anything else, and they really hadn't. Faze did respond to one person. I'll put that tweet up next. And I also checked out what they were liking, and here is what I found out. Someone replied to Faze Banks saying, I never ever condone cheating. I absolutely love Ricky, but he knows there's always two sides to every story, and I feel awful that both of them need to deal with this being in the public eye. Social media can be ruthless, but I hope they can heal. That's all. And then Banks replied with, there are definitely two very different sides to this story. I'm just choosing to keep it off social media rather than make an already horrible situation worse. What a lose-lose. So after that, I hopped on over to see what he was liking, and these were a few of the tweets that he had liked after all of this had gone down. One of them said, it's definitely better to keep relationships off social media, especially if you are or representing a brand, because the general public is always going to pick sides, and it ends up splitting audiences, and it's a lose-lose situation for everyone. Now, my opinion on that is that if you're going to put your relationship online to begin with, then you're going to have to expect to deal with the backlash from it if you ever do break up online, because you have already put that online. So that was your doing in the first place. And so when you put all that information online, you can't expect it to not come back against you if you ever do break up. That, to me, is just part of it. Like, if you're going to put all this online and get a fan base off of it and have people be like, oh, yes, we love you guys together, then they're going to pick sides when you break up. That's just the way that it goes. And so you just have to deal with that. Sorry. And a couple of other tweets that he liked read as followed. We all have to remember there is two sides to every story, because in the screenshot of the text, he seemed confused on what is going on. I actually feel bad for both of them because social media isn't the place to deal with personal relationship issues. And then he liked 2 other tweets that said pretty much, just hold the L, bro. Just take the L. I do completely agree with that person and with Banks when they say that there are definitely 2 sides to every story. 100%. I always say there's 3 sides. There's your side, their side, and then the truth, because let's be honest, that's just the way that it works. But as far as putting it on social media, yeah, 100%. If you are in a public relationship, all of your information, your breakup, everything is going to be public. But when somebody in that relationship goes and exposes you and puts other information out there that wasn't in the public eye to begin with, that really shouldn't be done on social media. That should be handled personally and privately, either in person or through a text message or something. It really doesn't need to be put online. Again, like I said, with the whole James and Tati situation, that should have never been put online, because look at all the drama that came out of that. When you have issues with somebody, you really need to work them out offline and not online. It doesn't matter if your relationship did start online or not. All of that personal information needs to be completely separate. I understand where Alissa is coming from, because she is definitely hurt, and she just probably feels that the best way to get back at Banks is by telling everybody what he's really like off camera. And she just wants people to see that. So I completely understand that too. But then you got to be careful, because, who knows if a defamation lawsuit or something's going to come out of it. I doubt that he's going to sue her for it, but you never know what's really going to happen. So my biggest issue with the tweets that he was liking was the ones that just said, dude, just take the L, take the loss. Don't do anything about it. Just keep your mouth shut and move on. And if you're going to do that, 100%, that's your right. That's your choice. You can do that. But if you start liking tweets about people telling you to just take the L and just to keep your mouth shut, then you're not really keeping your mouth shut, and you're not taking the L, because you're like, you know what? These guys are right. They agree with me. I should just take the L. Let's not say anything. You should definitely not have been liking those, period. That's just my personal opinion. Sorry. And then over on Alissa's side, this tweet kept popping up on my timeline, and I was confused because it was from October 10th of 2019, and it reads, how many scars did we justify just because we love the person holding the knife? At first I was confused, why is this popping back up on my timeline? Why are people liking this? And then I went down and I saw some of the comments, and everyone was like, oh, this was about Banks. That's what she was tweeting about. Because she hasn't really put out a lot of tweets since all of this has happened. So if you scroll back, you can see that that was one of the tweets that people kept responding to. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's what she was talking about. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that has happened up until this point. And so my opinion on the whole situation is that really Alissa shouldn't have put any of that out there. I totally understand where she's coming from, and she's hurt, and she wanted to expose Banks for the person that he is off of camera to the person that he is on camera. So I totally get that. But he said, and the person that he responded to said, and the tweet that he liked, it's a lose-lose situation for everybody. It's a lose situation for him, because then he loses fans and subscribers. It's a lose situation for her, because then people are like, okay, well, is she going to do this to me if we ever break up? Or is she going to do this to our friendship if we ever stop being friends again? So I definitely think it's a lose-lose situation in both parts, and that doesn't even bring in the whole money situation with brand deals and all of that stuff. So I would love to know what you guys think about the whole situation down in the comments below. So please let me know what you think. Do you think that Alissa is completely justified and right by putting all this online and exposing Banks for who she believes that he really is as a person? Do you believe that Banks was 100% correct too when he sent that first message back saying why are we doing this online? We shouldn't be doing this online. Pretty much, let's do it in private. So let me know what you think about the whole situation down below. If you are new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Also, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell icon to all, so that way you are notified of every time that I upload a new video. I try to upload as frequently as possible, and that's everything for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!